So today I want to talk about how you can get your start into IT. A lot of people are lost when it comes to just getting their foot into the door. Okay, so I always say in these videos that it's no pressure. I don't have a script or anything. I have some notes to look at, but I'm just giving you my real life experience. Okay, so. It is a cold day here in Dallas, Texas, not Houston, but it's a cold day. I wanted to make this video for anyone who is just inspired to get into the tech field, big tech, whatever have you. Okay, so the first thing I have here, this is an email I actually sent to one of my acquaintances, and they were like, "Hey, D, I haven't been able to get into tech. It's been super hard. People have been shooting me down. I don't know where to go." So I was like, hey, look, give me your number, give me your email, and I'll send you some suggestions, which would be good for you to get into the tech space or at least get your foot in. So the first thing was to, number one, I think everyone says this all the time, but start with your network, right? And that means check with universities or former employers or anyone you left on good terms with, right? You want to ask if they have any IT roles or student positions or small projects you can jump onto. So, if we actually break down what this actually means, is number one, I know it's a pain to use LinkedIn, but use it. You know, I don't really like LinkedIn because of what it's morphed into. But if you have colleagues on there and friends, use it, right? But also make sure that you are using colleagues and friends that you actually know. I wouldn't use or attempt to try to get a job from someone you don't know, right? That just comes off as desperation, comes off as, hey, this is transactional. I use you and I run off with whatever you've given me. And I've had that happen to me before, right? I used to work at one of the big tech companies, and random people would come to me and be like, hey, um, I want a job at such and such. Are they hiring? Would you give me a recommendation or anything like that? I'm like, I don't know you. It sounds like I'm being an asshole, but I really don't know you. And if I'm going to give you a recommendation and I haven't seen your work, I don't know what type of person you are, I don't know if you're the type to be an asshole to other people, I don't know how you treat people. I'm not going to give you a recommendation just because you said hello to me, right? I want to learn about your story, know who you are. So people will do that. So I implore you to make sure that you're actually good friends or have a good rapport with the people you know on LinkedIn. That would be number one, right? Using your network. So don't do what I did a few years ago. I was working in IT, but I was very pressed to get into cybersecurity specifically, and I just added everybody who was in cybersecurity, trying to learn from them, hand them my what's the word, my projects and all this stuff, and I've done some things where it was like, oh, that was like kind of cringe, and I'm going into people's inbox, spamming them pretty much. So I would not recommend that. Everything you do as far as networking and relationships here on out need to be at least 98% authentic. Okay, that's what needs to happen. All right. Number two is make sure your certifications are in order, right? So making sure you have that Security Plus, Network Plus, or Cisco CCNA. Always have something you can prove your baseline efficiency with, right? So I can look at your resume and see the things that you've done, but certifications are going to be the nice little cherry on top, right? So certifications are going to give you a little bit of leverage in the field, right? It's a balance in that. You want to have certifications and you want to also have lived experience in the field, right? But certifications are just going to say, hey, oh, you're proficient in baseline cybersecurity knowledge, right? So I know that CompTIA has the security AI coming out, and that might be a certification worth looking into because of how AI is so prevalent in the industry, right? So um, do that and make sure that you are standing out, right? But you got to be different. I can't tell you how to be different or how to be creative. That's something you do, but always look to set yourself apart. Okay, so that would be number two. Make sure that your certifications are in order, that you have what you need. And number three is look for internships, right? So there are a lot of different websites that you can look for internships. And I will give you a hint as far as what to look for as far as websites. Number one, a lot of people will default to LinkedIn or Indeed for websites, but I think it would implore you to look at some of the lesser known job boards or lesser known websites that have internships. Okay. And I say that is because when you're on LinkedIn, Indeed, or Monster, you're fighting an uphill battle to apply to internships. So, take it how you want to, but those websites are flooded. And the only reason why I feel like they're flooded is because, right, they're pioneers of the .com bubble in terms of uh, job placing and, uh, you know, job websites as far as professionalism, as far as networking and connecting, right? They're the forerunners of that. Also, again, right, your network is the strongest point, right? So we go back to the first point I was talking about, universities. If you went to universities, I know most people looking at this video may have gone to community college, may still be in high school, but university, community college, whatever, are going to be gold in terms of finding an internship or finding, uh, you know, uh, any jobs or any internships that is worth partaking in. Okay, because they have, and when I say they, the universities, the colleges, the high schools, they have the relationships with other companies or entities to give you that job or to say, hey, this is a good place to work, right? Because at the end of the day, these entities or these companies are always collaborating with universities or colleges, high schools to get the best minds, to get the best workers, right? You know, my take of high school and college is that, hey, it's a factory of pushing out people to aid to the economy, right? So take it how you want to, but if you're going to be spending thousands of dollars in university, college, high school, some people went to boarding school like me, there's thousands of dollars, right? Use the resources, use them. You pay a lot in rent in your little high rise in LA. Use the amenities, right? Same concept, right? Use the resources in universities. Talk to your teachers, talk to your TAs. Hey, tell them, hey, I saw you used to work at Amazon. How was it working there? Spark up a conversation, right? And then get comfortable and they say, hey, you know what? I think you're perfect for this position. So I think the the pattern that you're going to see here is that you have to be quite good with talking with people, understanding, expressions, emotions, understanding context, understanding tonality. There are a lot of things you can uncover just by being good with people, right? So understand that. when it comes to we're looking for internships. Your network is the strongest starting point. Number four, if you can't find an internship yet, get active in your community. I think this is really good. Get active in your community because people won't hand you internships. Nothing is guaranteed, nothing is promised to you, and you're not entitled. But nobody can control you from going out in the community and messing with some laptops or messing with a network or whatever, at your own risk. But let's just say uh, you're joining a church group, or you're a part of a social group. And I say this in my last video: provide support, lend hands, even if it's pro bono, for free. You don't have to do everything for money. The best thing you can do is dedicate your time to people. Summer camps, if they have Google laptops for the children, Google laptops, they always give them children those brands. I don't know why, but maybe Google has deals with the U.S. Board of Education or something, whatever. But lend your time, pro bono, give service to people, and someone will notice. Someone will notice, and they'll pick up on your talent and what you're doing, right? All right. So volunteer your skills with local groups like churches, community centers, small nonprofits, or social clubs offer to maintain the computers, networks, whatever, right? Um, Understand that you don't need permission for that. And um, when you ask someone, hey, do you guys need help with your IT or your infrastructure, or maybe teaching people how to use computers, right? They'll say yes or no. Then you go from there. They say no, go on to the next person. That's life, right? And then that leads me to number five: is create your own projects, right? So you can build anything, home labs, Azure accounts are free, AWS accounts are free up to 1 year, I believe. Um, just start jumping into stuff and start messing with things, right? So, you can make small automation tasks, or harden virtual servers, and use NIST as your guideline. You can provision firewalls. You can create storage buckets, whatever. Do whatever. Um, when I was coming up in cybersecurity, I would just watch YouTube videos, and then I would do the tutorial or the videos instructions, and that was it for me, right? But it actually taught me how to do whatever I thought was needed at the time, right? I would set up a virtual machine. You have uh what is it called? It's from Oracle. I think it's called OpenBox or something like that. You have UTM as well. And you can provision a virtual machine, which is a machine on a machine, and just start messing with stuff, right? You can just start just pressing buttons and whatnot. But trial and error, and you can tell an employer, like, hey, this is what I've done. I've made my own application. I learned Python. I learned C++. And from there on, I did this and then put it into a portfolio, right? In my prior video, I'll talk about portfolios and how important they are, right? But document everything, right? And this is important on the job as well. Document everything you do if you feel like you're in an environment that's kind of uneasy, right? Um, this is one thing you have to understand about being in tech and then being in corporate at the same time, right? There's tech and then there's corporate, right? In corporate, you have people that do the job, and then you have people that manage the people that do the job. But then also on the downside, you do have people who have uh, certain egos, they hold certain positions. Uh, some people that can get you out of a company if they don't feel comfortable with you around, right? We call those paper gangsters. They're not real gangsters, but they're paper gangsters. understand how to play the politic games when you get in corporate America. It's, I want to use the word inevitable, right? But you're gonna run into it. So always, always be sure to improve in that department when it comes to working with people. Understand people, read books on human psychology, read books on, um, influence making friends. A lot of people don't know that. Getting into tech or getting into any field, a lot of people don't know that, hey, you have what you do as far as the work, like, you're a network security engineer, you're a software engineer, and then you also have the corporate side where you have to read people, you have to understand context in the room, you have to understand who calls the shots, who can promote you, who can get you fired. That is a very, very important skill. And I would say that would be 80% of you in the industry or in any industry, right? So, people listening to this, make sure you brush up on books that talk about how to uh, coexist with other colleagues and folks at the job. All right. So we talked about creating your own projects. Um, and then if you're in school or near a community college, take a course. Dang it, take a course, man, because that's gonna open things up for you, right? For myself, I'm taking Spanish soon at Dallas Community College, and then I'm gonna try to take a computer science course just for the fun of it, right? Just to learn. But number one, this enhances your learning and your skill set. Ooh, excuse me, I had a shock in my ribs. Ooh, dang. Oh, I had to take a little water break for that. Oh Lord, have mercy. I don't know if y'all get like little shocks here and there, like randomly sometimes. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. Okay, what was I saying? So take a class at a computer science, excuse me, take a computer science course at a community college, university, whatever you can get your hands on. And that will give you the opportunity to, number one, talk to people and see where people's heads are at when it comes to, getting jobs or who they know. And, talk to the TAs, the professors, see what they know. But your end goal is not like, oh, I got some credits and stuff. Your end goal is, hey, I've met some people who can help me get to where I'm going, right? And then you get to learn, right? And if you can do this for free, bravo. If you have to pay like maybe 200, $300, I think it's worth it, right? It's a means to an end, okay? And then you've gained friends, acquaintances, colleagues. You have people in your corner from there. So I think that's excellent. So do that. And then the last step is, use every step to build momentum. So whether it's a volunteer project, class assignment, or internship, just treat it like a stepping stone, right? Document it and keep moving forward. That's all I can really tell you, right? Because there ain't no magic switch like, oh, I got my security plus here, job. No, 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 no. It takes steps, right? It takes confidence. It takes you uh figuring out where you want to go or where you want to start and then going from there. um there's no magic button in anything we do in life, right? It's just really hard work and being strategic, right? And if you're younger, and when I say younger, if you're in your 20s or less, I would say that it takes a while to really make sense of careers and where you want to live, what you want to do, if you want a family or not, the type of car you want to drive. It takes a long time to really put that in perspective. And you have to align that to where your life is heading, where you think your life is heading. So, uh, no pressure on you. Don't make it a big thing about earning six figures. Six figures comes with mastery, it comes with just experience. But I will say that you're in a catch 22. If you're watching this, you're in a catch 22 because the cost of living is getting higher and higher, and what we're being paid is not matching that cost of living or the necessities we need to survive. So, um, it is imperative that you choose a field that generates a good amount of income. But if you can help it, right? If you don't have any big responsibilities, kids, or a big outstanding debt, I would say, hey, start off with 75 and then go up from there. And when I say 75,000 US dollars, right? Some people are making less. Some people start off at 55, right? But if you can say, hey, let me get this internship, let me do well for a year, and then they're starting me off at 75, I would say, hey, make that your baseline and then go up. Go up. But understand that when you start to tap 200K, 500K, 600K, 1 million, your life will change in positive and negative. Number one, your time will be taken. They will squeeze every single penny out of you, and you're basically dedicated to the company. And what that feels like, uh, oof, it feels like you're suffocating sometimes. Not everybody's experience. Some people have more support. Some people have an easy job to do. Some people are just the decision makers, right? But if you are making 200K up, yeah, yeah, they rely on you for something important. So understand that. So these are all of my tips of, hey, how do I land into the IT field, or how do I at least get an internship? Rewind this back, play it over and over, take notes, right? Um, but understand that you want to map out where you want to go in IT, and start with your network, and you should be on your way from there. Okay. So if you feel like I deserved a like and subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next video.